Are your friends toxic? Are they fake? Are you a toxic friend? Well, this week on the Tattooed Chap, I'm doing a collaboration project with fellow chaplain Spencer Fusselman, and we're going to talk about fake friends. So tune in and check it out. Hey everybody, Drew here. Welcome to the Tattooed Chap. So this week, we're going to be talking about friends and what it looks like to be a good friend. So make sure to check it out. But before we do, make sure to follow me on Instagram and check me out on LinkedIn, and we can follow each other there. And let's get started as we learn from Chaplain Spencer Fusselman.
So we all have friends, and we all have fake friends. But what's the difference between a real friend and a fake friend? In this video, I'm going to show you 3 warning signs that your friend might be a fake one, and what you should do about it. So let's find out what the fuss is all about. Hey y'all, welcome to the channel. My name is Spencer. My friends call me The Fuss, and if you're new to the channel and we just met, this is my way of sharing my personal journey of faith with you and the world. So if you want YouTube to spread the gospel to more people, simply hit the like button, subscribe, and share today's journey of faith with somebody you know. So last week we discussed how you choose your friends wisely, but what if you've already made some less than wise choices? What if you've already got some toxic friends in your circles? As the Bible says, bad company corrupts good character, but how do you tell if you're in bad company? Number 1 is encouragement. The first thing I need you to check for is how you feel walking away from a conversation from any of your friends. If you walk away feeling emotionally torn up and beat up every time you walk away from a person, that might be a fake friend. You see, the primary objective of any healthy and godly relationship is to build one another up. In fact, it's a biblical mandate to do so. 1 Thessalonians 5:11 says, "Therefore encourage one another, build one another up, just as you are doing." One of the blessings of biblical friendship is the freedom to express yourself honestly. A real place for you to share the wild dreams and desires that God has built into you to build His kingdom with. But if the people you call friends don't want to hear about what God is doing in your life, nor do they encourage you to grow in your relationship with the Lord, you might want to reevaluate that relationship. Proverbs 27:17 says, "As iron sharpens iron, so a friend sharpens another friend." And guys, that sharpening effect of encouragement sometimes needs a healthy amount of friction to get the message across. And that friction doesn't always feel great, but it's needed for a godly relationship. A truly toxic friend will tell you that they want you to be happy no matter what you do. But a godly friend is going to tell you that they want you to be godly in everything you do. Which brings me to my next point. Number 2, correction. A fake friend will watch you make a bad choice without ever telling you to stop, pump the brakes. In fact, they may even encourage you to do it just as long as it makes you happy. But a real friend will warn you before you hit the wall. A real friend that truly cares about you is going to voice a serious concern for your life when they see you veering too far from the way. Proverbs 27:6 tells us, "The wounds from a sincere friend are better than the many kisses from an enemy." A person who never calls you out and corrects you in brotherly love is a person who cares more about themselves than they do for you. And if that person professes Christ, then you are in bad company. Because as Christians, we are taught to care for and serve others before we serve ourselves. And serving others means that there are times when we've got to have that hard conversation, strictly for the benefit and the spiritual growth of the other person and not ourselves, not to our own benefit. And that's what real love and real friendship looks like. A real friend is going to be willing to have that hard conversation with you. And when they do have that hard conversation with you, offer them some grace, because it's hard to sit down and have that conversation. So number 3, real friends bring you to God in your moments of weakness. We're all human, and we all struggle. And when we struggle, we reach out to our friends because in many ways, they're like our lifelines. We need our friends to bring us back to safety when we're too far out of bounds. In our moments of weakness, we need friends that don't try to fix all of our problems for us, but a friend that's real enough to admit that they don't have it figured out. So they bring us to Jesus instead. Just like in Luke chapter 5, verse 18 and 19 says, "Some men came carrying a paralyzed man on a sleeping mat, and they tried to take him inside to Jesus, but they couldn't reach him because of the crowd. So they went on the rooftop and took off some tiles and lowered the man into the crowd right in front of Jesus." A real friend is going to do everything they can to point you back to Jesus, to take you to the feet of Jesus in your troubles. But a fake friend is only going to offer you worldly advice for a spiritual problem. The bottom line is this. A real friend is a place for you to be real, a place for you to be yourself. A friend that you don't have to feel like you have to be anything different around in order to feel loved. And the most real friend that I know is Jesus. If you think back to John chapter 4, Jesus encounters a woman at the well, and she's probably, honestly, a pretty toxic person. In many ways, her story is a lot like mine, and maybe even yours. You see, we all carry emotional baggage from hard lives and broken relationships. She was drawing water at noon so she wouldn't have to face any of the other women from the town, and she's trying to hide her scars, hide from people. She won't let people in so they can see who she really is. But Jesus went out of his way to talk to her when nobody else would. He knew her scars, he knew her story, and he showed her compassion instead. When she had nothing left to hide, he was real with her, and she probably, for the first time in a long while, was real with somebody else and real with him, and this truth set her free. Just like me, I knew this truth as a child, but it wasn't until my 20s that I got real with Jesus. It's one thing to know the story, but it's another to be vulnerable and be real with God. And when you do, just like this woman leaving the well overwhelmed with joy, it's an amazing feeling. And I hope and pray that you'll experience this, because Jesus gives us a real place to be real. But how are you doing in these categories? Are you real with your friends? Do you offer biblical correction when someone you consider a friend has gone too far off the path? Do you point people back to Christ in their moment of weakness, or do you try to fix everything on your own power? So where do you fall on this scale of real versus fake friends? Further, how do you handle the fake friends that you already have in your lives? And I would challenge you to do it this way. If you find that you've got fake friends in your circles, don't just cut ties with them. Instead, look at this as a beautiful ministry opportunity. Just like Jesus showed the woman at the well compassion, you can show them the love and the real life that they need. But bad company corrupts good character, so you're going to need to set up a healthy boundary that's going to help you not to be influenced negatively by them. Then show them the real life by the way you live your life, and love them and care for them. Sooner or later, they're going to ask what you have that they don't, and that is the gospel opportunity. Thanks again for spending a moment of your time with me on my personal journey of faith today. Also, one more like as another person reached with the gospel. So make sure you hit the like button and subscribe so we can take this journey of faith together. Have a great week, and I'll catch you right here next week. Fuss out.
So if you found this stuff helpful, make sure to like and share it. Comment below with some ways that maybe we can be better friends for one another. And if you haven't done so, make sure to subscribe to the Tattooed Chap. Also, why don't you get over to Spencer's page and follow him and subscribe to him as well, because he has some really great content that focuses on biblical truths and how we can apply them to our lives. So anyways, we'll see you guys next time, and bye.
Than it needs to be. So many lights with us tonight, night. Don't let them go to waste. Look into my